And I feel like he has moved on and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks, you know?
Welcome back, family. Today we are going
Another one. Another one, fellas. Another modern woman who destroyed her own family. Now she's on the internet looking for sympathy. That's what they do, guys. Let me say this, guys. I don't think women understand that, um, it's easy to get a man that you can sleep with, but it's hard to get a man that you can, you know, get them to commit to you. Like if you men don't get committed that easily to women. You understand? Because women cannot get the man that they want, right? But it's easy for them to get a man. They can get any man, not the man that they want. Unlike guys, they struggle to get a date, guys. They and that's the truth. Most guys struggle to get a date. Most average men, they struggle to get a date. They struggle to, um, get a girl, or just have a roster of women. It's hard for guys, right? So when women leave their marriages thinking that, the grass is greener on the other side, they're lying to themselves. They're lying to themselves. And, women should tell each other the truth. You understand? It's easy. It's gonna be easy for you to go out there and get somebody to sleep with. It's easy. That's like you can get that like that, right? And you shouldn't pride yourself with you being able to sleep around, because that's easy. You understand? That's like me saying it's easy for a guy to be a virgin. You understand? It's actually easy for a guy to be a virgin, right? And nobody respects a guy who's a virgin. No woman respects a guy who's a virgin. No man respects a guy who's a virgin, right? So it's the same thing with women. Nobody respects a woman with a high body count who can just go out there and sleep around and then take pride in that and say, I can get a guy like that. How about you get a guy that can get committed to you? Yes, how about you get a guy like that? You understand? It's hard to get a guy like that. So we don't count the guy that, um that you sleep with. We don't count them as like, something that you can take pride in. You know what I mean? We count them as your body count, as your sexual partners, and they ruin you. Like, because no man wants a girl with a high body count, and women will keep saying, body count shouldn't matter. It does matter to us, ladies. It does matter to men. I don't care what women say. It does matter to men. You understand? The people who want you, who would love to be with you, if they find out that you've been sleeping around, like, they're not gonna want you anymore. But anyway, let's check this woman out.
to review this woman who regrets divorcing her husband because he is now happier without her.
I am honestly really sad right now, if you can tell. That's like the weirdest thing about grief is like, didn't cry for 2 days, was good for 2 days, and now I'm by myself, and it's just like the hurricane, like it's here again, It's the tsunami is back. Like, it's just so hard, and like I'm frustrated because I, got my whole world got disheveled, and I feel like he has moved on and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which
Still feeling lost after a breakup or divorce? You're not alone. At RJ Godfellas Matrimony and Move On Crew, we don't just talk about heartbreak, we heal through it. Every week we share mindful rituals, self-care tools, and real talk from real people who get it. This isn't just another support group. It's a safe space to grow, laugh, cry, and come back stronger. Healing starts with one step. Take yours today. Join the crew on Patreon. Your next chapter is waiting. The link is in the description.
I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks, I can't imagine, thank you guys for sharing stuff, like stories that you've gotten through this and it's been however many years, because I could not imagine that. I can't imagine being with someone for a really long time and going through this, Sorry if you can hear my cat literally playing in the background. Like, I was only with him for 4.5 years, 1 year married. I could not imagine, though, being with him for longer and this happening, but it's just so sad sometimes, and it's like so hard to have to learn how to do life by yourself again. Like, you know, you don't have that person to call all the time or that best friend to go do things with. And that's what scares me. I've never truly been alone and worked on myself, and I'm terrified of it. Not me crying on the internet more, but I just want to share all of it, the good and the bad, you know, so that I have this to look on a year from now and know that I did heal, but also to help anybody else who's going through heartbreak. Like, heartbreak sucks. It sucks so bad. You like physically feel the pain, emotionally, mentally, everything. And again, I had 2 really, really good days. Did not cry at all those 2 days. And then, you know, as soon as I'm by myself, or as soon as, you know, I do something or something triggers me, it just all comes flooding back. And like, it's just a lot. It's grief sucks. This whole thing sucks so bad. And I'm literally praying and thinking about anybody else going through a divorce or a really bad heartbreak, because this shit sucks.
This girl literally said that she doesn't want her ex-husband to come back into her life, but then she is shocked that he moved on? It looks like these women want you to stay sad about losing them your whole life. Men do not have the luxury to stay crying all day about some past events.
Facts.
We have to move on and get stuff done. She said that she is recording herself crying so that she can watch it a year from now to see how she healed. Well, let's see how she is doing a year later.
Happy Easter if you celebrate. I just wanted to talk about the fact that it's okay to sit down and miss the person sometimes, miss the connection you had. I think a lot of the times I try, and I think I'm really strong about what happened to me most of the time, and I think that I haven't cried about my ex in a long time, actually. But today, I just kind of sat down, and this is a holiday I probably would have spent with his family too, and it's okay to just like miss what you had sometimes. Like, I know that we try and tell ourselves like, well, you know, they weren't right for us, or maybe they were a bad person, or maybe they did this, or they did this to you. And like, while I think that's true, and like, I think that you can tell yourself that, I mean, that's like, I try and put on this really, sorry, this is very rambly, but I really did just pick up the camera and start talking. I think what I'm trying to say is that we tell ourselves, or at least I do, if I'm thinking about my ex, I typically am just like, nope, not gonna think about him. Like, we're detaching, you know what I mean? And that works the majority of the time. But sometimes you can just sit down and cry. You can sit down and let out your feelings. And I think people who don't ever cry about the things, or people who don't ever let themselves think about it, like, we have to think about it. We have to feel the things, and that doesn't make you weak. Like, being vulnerable does not make you weak. I really hate when people say that, because life is all about the human emotions and what we go through. You know what I mean? Like, that is literally life. And I just think that it's okay to just sit down and miss what you had. It's okay to, and that's not even me saying, oh, I miss my ex, I miss blah blah blah. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes I miss having a connection like that, where I felt like, oh, I had a person, right? And like, I had my person. I miss that for sure, but I think sometimes it's okay. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to sit. And I think a lot of the times we try and distract, or we try and fill with voids, or we try and move on to the next person. And some days it's okay to just sit, and it's okay to have a cry and get back out there in life. And I'm sorry that this was so rambly, but happy Easter. I love you guys. Thanks for always listening to me chat.
Looks like
Okay, guys. Let me say this, right? I think women cannot deal with being lonely or being alone. It's a lie that women say they're single and happy. Like, you see, I understand that a man cannot get over a heartbreak as quick as a woman, right? But a woman cannot stand being alone, because she doesn't even miss her ex. I don't believe that. I believe that she's just alone, miserable, and she cannot find somebody who can be committed to her. You understand? Who can, replace her ex, who replace her ex role and come in and say, you know what, let me put a ring on your finger, let's start a family. She's always bumping into guys who just wants to have fun. I think that's what it is right now. I don't think that, this is a heartbreak. No, she's lonely. Women, they can't survive being alone, guys. Like it really like kills them inside. It eats them, right? Like it be like all that nonsense when they say, I'm alone and happy. No, bruh. No, 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 no. That's not true, right? That's not true. Especially if you have regrets of divorcing somebody. It's another thing if your husband just passed away and you're a widow, because now that there's nothing you can do about it, and people sympathize with you. Actually, the world sympathize with you when you're a widow, right? There's still families from your husband who will still come visit you. There's still families from your side who will come visit you because you're not such a bad person. People who divorce, man, like nobody wants them around, right? Like other women who are married, they wouldn't want to be around somebody who's divorced, whether it's their sister or whether it's their like. They don't like people who are like that, bro, who destroy their own families, especially if they're gonna destroy their own families and come to the internet. But my point is, women cannot deal with loneliness. They can deal with heartbreak, yes, and men we suffer, like we struggle dealing with heartbreaks, but women, they struggle dealing with loneliness, man, because it's easy for us to be lonely, right? It's so easy. Like we're better off alone. We like being alone, right? We like being alone, playing video games and doing what we want, because uh if we're gonna talk about male species and their psychology, we just like doing what we want. We just don't like people telling us what we're doing is wrong. You know what I mean? We don't like being told, right? But we're supposed to be told so that we can do better. But men, we don't. We like doing what we want to do, right? So that's why we like being single and we like being alone. So women, um, women cannot survive alone, guys. They struggle being alone. Look at this is after a year, bro. She's still on the internet crying. Every time she talks about her ex, she's crying. It's because she's lonely. I don't believe that this is a heartbreak. Women get over heartbreaks the same day, right? If they break up with you today, the same day they're over the heartbreak, right? They're with another guy. They're with another guy to distract them from that heartbreak, right? Not that they move on, but they can get distraction that easy. You know what I mean? So now she's mad that and this is what kills me about you ladies. How can you be mad that your ex has moved on? Her ex-husband has moved on. Now she's mad, bro. And now right now she's alone. She's sad, bro. Just don't divorce your husbands, ladies. As long as she's not cheating on you or she's not putting your hands on you, putting his hands on you, just don't divorce him. Like, don't do it, ladies. Let's keep it pushing, though.
Like our young lady still needs some more time to grieve. I just don't get it sometimes. If you loved your ex-husband so much, then why leave? Oh, I forgot you just wanted to be happy. These modern women just love the thrill and the drama. She used to nag to her ex-husband about some girl that she thought he was cheating with. Check it out.
I have to say something really quickly. So, whenever I figured out that my ex-husband was dating the girl that I was worried about at the end of our marriage, I was so sad at first. And then I realized how much stronger I am now than even I was 6 months ago, because that would have made me feel devastated for like weeks, I feel like. And I was really only sad for like a day or two. Like, yeah, it still hurts. It's disappointing and it hurts, but it's almost like the anticipation of what I thought was going to be my worst nightmare. Now that it like came true, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, that says way more about him than it does me and our relationship. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that and share where my headspace is at and everything.
I don't blame her ex-husband for dating the same girl that she thought he was cheating with. He probably figured that if the marriage ended for something that he didn't do, then he might as well follow through with it now. Fellas, this is the state of most modern women. It's just emotions everywhere with absolutely no substance. This girl's page is full of compilations of her crying and happy at the same damn time. You can't make this stuff up. That's it for today's video. But before we go,
Yo, facts. They're like that, guys. Women are like that. Like, they'll be happy and sad at the same time. They're the only people who want us to believe that people can be single and happy, which means you can be sad and happy at the same time. You can be lonely and happy at the same time. It doesn't make sense. You have to choose, guys. You understand? Let me tell you something, guys. I'm single, right? And I'm not happy. But I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna make videos crying, you know what I mean? Or blaming my exes. I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm not like, I mean, I have women who really like tore me apart, bro. That's why I don't even believe in a relationship. That's why I just want to hook up, right? Because, you know, I swear to God, guys, like there were women in my life who really did some dirty, grimy stuff to me. And you know, it was hard for me, like, just to move on, right? It was so hard for me to move on. Even today, like, I still, like, even when I think about it, I get mad. And I get mad at myself for being stupid, you know, for believing them and whatever. That's why I don't want to be in a relationship anymore, right? But I'm not gonna cry about it, right? I'm just not gonna make videos about it and say my ex this, my ex that, you know, and I'm gonna lie to people and say, you know, I'm happy when I'm single. No, I'm not. I just don't care about my happiness. You understand? There's other things that I have to care about. I care about the bills. You know what I mean? I care about, you know, doing better in life, you know. I care about my health more. You know what I mean? I just don't care about my happiness that much. Right, so I'm not willing to try to find somebody who's gonna make me happy. Like, I'm not looking for a happiness in a woman. Understand? What I look for in a woman is a partner, right? It's a partner. But I'm just saying, guys, I'm not gonna do long-term things. I'm not gonna do hookups. You know, I'm not gonna do like marriage, but I'm gonna do hookups. I'm gonna do hookups. You know, like, yeah, we can have fun, short term, you know, like, cause I hardly even have one woman in my life. I have multiple women in my life. It's like if I hang out with this one, probably the next month I'll start hanging out with that other one. You know what I mean? That's how I do it, and it makes life easier for me because I know that I'm not attached to anybody. We just having fun, both of us, right? But women just full of shit, bro. They'll be attached. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. My name is RJ Garfella, and this is the RJ Garfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, man, please hit the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.